And good evening, everyone. It is Thursday night. We are going to participate with a Thursday night lead call here tonight on March the 8th of 2019, the beginning of spring around here, but it is awfully cold for the beginning of March, but that's not abnormal here in Portland, Oregon. Let me say this before we go to the Thursday night call, which I haven't dialed the number in yet. If you're reaching or trying to reach out to me, I'm going to give you an email. And you can reach out to me by email. Okay? I want you to do this. I want you, first off, the heading of your email needs to be NeoThink. NeoThink. And right next to it, I am not a member. I am not a member, or I am a non-member. Okay? Write to me at, and here's my email address, tights, capital TIGHTS @gmail.com. I will reply back to you. Okay? I am not the person to talk about the NeoThink Society to you, and I cannot get you those books that you're probably after. I'm the wrong person to deal with. But I am the person that you can reach to, and I will put you in contact with the correct person that can help you get that prime literature that you're wanting so badly. You have to wait because an invitation has to be sent to you from the society. And then you have to respond to that letter in the mailbox. That red and blue striped envelope that you may receive in a couple weeks. And I will, when you get that letter, I want you to email me again so I can give you specific directions on how to order your book. So you don't give your credit card number, you don't write checks, you don't do emails. There's a safer way of going about doing that business. If you have to do that business, if you have to go that route, that's taking a risk. Okay, that's just for your safety. All right, we're going to go to the Thursday night lead call. And we're going to see what they talked about here tonight on Thursday night. My program on Saturday morning, and obviously these YouTube videos are reaching out to outsiders in the NeoThink Society, which is very encouraging to me. I appreciate people who reach out to me. Anyone can reach out to me out there that watch these videos. I want you to make comments on those videos, on the previous videos that I have up there. If you're a subscriber to my YouTube channel, I want you to make comments. Even if you disagree with it, even if it goes against your grain and it makes you mad, I want you to say it. Because listen, I am not going to judge you. Because that's how you feel. That's how you see things. So you have a right to say what you want on any of my YouTube videos. Just be sure not to make any threats, okay? Do not make any threats on my YouTube videos. You can disagree. You don't have to agree with anything that you hear, and that's fine. But please do not make any type of threats on my YouTube videos. I just ask you nicely. You can disagree, and you can express your disagreement very strongly if you wish. Just don't make no threats on my videos, please. Okay, be greatly appreciated. These videos are a value to you, and you're hearing stuff for free, which I don't have to live stream this. So please be respectful with my YouTube videos. You can disagree, you can make any comment you want. You can say this guy's a load of crap, and that's fine. You may not agree with certain things that they say, and that's fine. You can express that. Because that's what I want. I want communication with you. I, Big V, want communication with you watching my video. That's right. I want to hear from you. I enjoy listening. I enjoy people writing to me, asking me questions. Just happened tonight on one of my YouTube videos. Someone wrote to me, reaching out to me about the Neothink Society. Wrote back to them. 2 times I wrote back to them. So email me if you are interested in becoming a Neothink member. And I'll give you the email. Capital T I G T capital T I G IGTS tights 316 at gmail.com. Tights at tights 316 at gmail.com. Capital TIGHTS 316 at gmail.com. Please email me, and on the heading write Neothink, non-member, member, whatever, but write member or non-member next to it, and then write what you're wanting, and I'll be sure to give your email to the correct people that can help you if you're wanting to order this literature. Okay? All right, we're going to go to the Thursday night call. I hope you enjoy. Last Saturday morning on my social media event, it was a 30-minute program, and they got to hear my views on social media. Didn't play no Neothink, didn't play no Neotech. They just got to hear me talk last Saturday morning for a half hour. This Saturday, it's going to be a pretty big program. We're probably going to push for a 3-hour program this Saturday. And we are having an early start on social media at 9 a.m. this Saturday morning with me. So social media, what do I mean by social media? It's on Facebook. So we're going to go to the call, and I hope you enjoy the Thursday night lead call. Let me turn on the light here. By the way, I had some people fix my chair this evening, my brand new chair, which I'm going to show to you right now. There it is. That's my brand new chair. How do you like that? Got put together. That is the old chair I used to sit in. That's a beat up old chair, man. That's old. Very old. All right, we're going to go to the call. Hope you enjoy the call here tonight, Thursday night. This is the replay of the call, so this is not live, okay? This is a replay. So here we go. We're going to dial in right now.
Start meeting. Share better. Please enter your meeting ID followed by the pound or hash sign. Please wait. Please enter the reference number followed by the pound key. Enter the pound key to listen to the most recent recording. Please wait while we prepare your files. Press 6 to fast forward for 1 minute. Press 4 to wind.
Hello, this is Phil.
Gloria from California.
Is anybody listening to this?
We have a caller from Houston, Texas.
Fine, we will say goodbye. But if anybody wants to hang around and has a question or a comment, after we're done this call, we'll hang on the phone for about 2 or 3 minutes. Then I'll come back, and Juanita will come back, and then we'll answer any of your questions at that time. So just hold everything up to the end. There is no Q&A in the call itself because it's only an hour call. But we have a lot to cover tonight. I think we have a very interesting call tonight. And I'm anxious to get to that, but we do have to get to a few other things first. I'm going to talk about the reach out program quickly. It's for the news, for all the new people. We have a reach out program, which is basically we are reaching out to other members. It's very key here to talk to other members. It's a lifesaver. And we have a list of people who are saying, you can call me, I can call you. And that's what this is all about. It's just name, email address, phone number, and state. So when you get it, and it comes out now, I'm sending it out every 2 weeks. It's too much. I don't have the time to send it out every week. So we just sent out this past Tuesday. So Tuesday, a week from now, will be the next mailing. It comes in your email, and it also comes with the newsletter that Brenda has so gratefully has really put this thing together. It's professional, looks good. A lot of interesting things each week. In that, when it does come out every other week. So that always comes out with the reach out list now. If you want to get on the reach out list, send an email. Send it to C as in Charlie, More, MOORE, options, OPTIONS, 68 @gmail.com. So it's C, More, options, 68 @gmail.com. Just send me it with your name, phone number, and state that you're in, and I'll get you on that list. And then in about a week and a half from now, you'll see it in your email in the afternoon. So that's every other week now for the Reach Out program. But now I want to talk about, we have a big event coming up here in a little over 3 weeks on March 30th. So Sage, if you're out, he's anxious to go. He's here waiting. Hey, Sage, how are you?
Charlie, hi. I think I'm getting the hang of this.
It's about time.
Yeah, very right. Steady and surely.
That's it, yeah.
Hey, Juanita. Hi.
Hi, Sage. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you so much. It's great hearing you. And just to tell everybody, I know you're probably getting sick of it now, hearing about the announcement of the huge event that we have coming up. But it gets better every week, and we're 3 weeks away now from March 30th. It is the big event that we're trying to put together. All big events are welcome. Everybody wants to put an event together, a clubhouse for the Neo-Think Society, and to meet other Neo-Thinkers. It excites me. And this one that we're putting together is the next big one we're trying to make into the biggest possible connection point between as many of us as we can. So it is Saturday. It's an all-day event on the 30th. It starts from 9 o'clock. It's going to 5 o'clock. We got one of the updates this week was that the hotel agreed to let us stay afterward. We didn't want, of course I'm announcing it here, but our agenda runs to 5 o'clock. We just are having so much, we're trying to, all the people coordinating this, I think we're really having fun thinking and preparing for giving as many people as much value as we can, and thinking about all of us together in this point in time, what can we share and what do we want to hear and focus on the most? Kind of like a family, but it's a collective group of individuals that are just going through their own growth processes and meeting in one place. It's so exciting. And also the reason we called this one early, usually we wait till the end of the year, more to the end of the year, September. But we're doing this one because of Steve Fagan, one of the greatest neo-thinkers ever to walk the earth, that just really got this information so intuitively and pushed himself beyond anybody I've ever seen push themselves, trying to grasp it and apply it and help others, or just really helped others do the same thing. So we're doing this in honor of him meeting at this time. And for a lot of people, I know they don't know who he was. He was. You'll learn a lot about him and about I think the concepts. We're going to cover living a neo-think life and all the concepts that come. Not all the concepts. We're going to try to touch on all of them, but a lot of them we're going to focus in on. And Steve is just that example of it. It's a packed day. We'll have music there. Steve LaValle has a song he's prepared for in tribute to Steve, and he's a neothink artist, beautiful mind with beautiful talents. He'll be singing. Everybody loves his work. Trying to get John Gonzalez also, and also Tim Holstead will be there. Just great musicians that I can't wait to hear with their work. So we're preparing all that. There's going to be the neothink literature hit from so many sides, I think, with the power thinking tools and the mini-day approach. I always go to those things because I've gotten so much value in those alone in my business, moving forward in my business with those tools. And you can always learn more. There's so many nuances and so much detail to it. It's really the basics, but when you master it, there's so much there if you were to really master it. And that's what we'll be going over, just a piece of those concepts. 114 advantages from Frank R. Wallace. We'll be touching on some of those advantages, and you can take one of those advantages, just one, and I think it hits me like a ton of bricks. I'll read one advantage from that guy, and it just sets me up for a whole week. I could focus on working on that one thing and taking, like he said, their advantages, just getting over, beating my own mysticisms, and doing better at whatever I want to do in life. So it's going to be focusing on that. We're going to have a segment on anti-aging and biological mortality. That's a big common denominator for all of us as we're aging. It's the disease that once you come into this world, it's affecting you. And we're all just such intelligent minds. I've met such awesome people in this group that we have, and we're all, I think, trying to preserve this value of life as much as we can. And this is our next chance where we're going to bring together a lot of people that it's kind of their Friday night essence. They focus on learning about information to get them to live longer and healthier, and really start, we're going to go all full throttle. Biological mortality, ask those hard questions and talk about them. And they're so stimulating because it's on our minds. It's like a science fiction question, but we're trying to make it not fiction. We're really trying to think about how to do this and how it's going to be. So that's going to be an amazing segment. You'll meet other neo-thinkers there. Just all the people that come there. I'm just so happy to meet you and shake your hand and see you again, the ones that I know. And then all the new ones I'm going to meet. It's just so exciting. Events are very exciting, but these are fellow neo-thinkers that got these letters, and they got the books, and it talked to them like it talked to me when I read it. It got me excited, and you're going to meet a lot of excited people that have that childhood past still burning inside. It's just living in them, and it's an experience that is so special. And we try to, make it happen. That's it. It happens. We just try to set up the place. And it's going to be that Saturday. So 3 weeks away. It's the third Saturday the fourth Saturday from this weekend. And it's $100 for the event. There's $100 for everybody. Even the presenters and everybody involved, we've all bought tickets. I have a ticket. Charlie has a ticket. We're doing it just to all cover the cost of the room. We're trying to keep it all as low cost as possible, but it's it's a nice hotel, and it's a very nice place, and we'll have more details about the potential nonprofit we're setting up for Steve Fagan's grandson to get education later. The details are being worked on that. And I'm sorry, I don't want to speak too much on it, but that's something that we're putting together also. So it's building, and it's just the next step in us building a foundation, I think. But the hotel fees for this hotel, where it's at the Marriott in the Newark Airport Hotel. It's right in the middle of Newark Airport, and it's the Marriott there. The address is 1 Hotel Road. And Charlie, do you happen to have that telephone number for the hotel? And if
For the
you
room?
don't, that's no problem.
Yeah,
Do you have that?
yeah, 17.
Still my thunder.
Thank you.
Yes, everyone. Oh, 521. Larry Johnson, this is all work of labor. I this stuff all day long. So.
That is awesome. What are you postal that I think you'll meet there. Oak with them myself, and that's a great point. One, thank you for not dynamics there, but if you do something already, or there's 217, and we're all trying to get better individually, but it sure helps with individual.
In the northeast part, if you can drive in a couple hours, get here. Just get here. If it's just for the day, or if you want to stay overnight and spend some time with us and all, that's great. But these events, I know we went a little over the time on this tonight, but and I'm not going to apologize because it's that. It really is. These events are unbelievable, and if you haven't met anybody yet, that's even more of a reason to come. You don't have to know Steve Fagan to enjoy this day. But it's just being with all these people. It's a special weekend. It really, truly is. And we haven't seen anybody since last September, so it's been 6 months now. So it's time to get together. So give us a call if you have questions, whatever. And I promise you, because we have done this for a long time, these events, it will be worth it. Believe me. We worked very hard at this. We haven't failed yet. All right, Sage, thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sage.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Always a pleasure.
All right, now let's get to work, Juanita. That was
no, do we have to work now?
like I said, that's all pleasure. So was this.
Yeah.
Last week we ended about halfway through Appendix D from the crime discovery, and it's interesting, and it's really weird sometimes. Me and Juanita talk on Mondays normally to see what we're going to go over on Thursday, but during the week, I get a couple different emails from different blogs and things, and it rarely fails. I mean, if we're going to talk about a certain topic, then all of a sudden I get this email that really fits us. So, and it happened on Monday. We were talking about what we're going to cover, and we are mainly going to cover the last 2 pages of Appendix D, which is how neotech differs from all other idea systems. And so that morning, I caught this email, and I'm going to read it to you. It's not real long, but it just gives you an idea, and then I'm going to switch right into the Frank R. Wallace writing here. But he says, the events I'm about to describe to you are 100% true. They already happened to various people across the UK, all right, the United Kingdom, which in some respects is leading the charge through 21st century Big Brother. It's all real and it's all disturbing. To humanize it a little bit, we have pulled several true events together into a single story about a man that we'll call George. All right, this didn't happen to just one person, but he's writing it that way because this is absolutely incredibly unbelievable what happens here. George thinks he might stop by the community garden. His neighbors regularly gather there around a waist-deep inflatable pool that they purchased to beat the summer heat. But then he remembers that the landlords ordered the pool removed. They were concerned that a burglar might inadvertently hurt himself while attempting to rob a home, so the pool needed to go. And there's a whole article that shows that that's what they actually did. In case somebody is going to break into your house, they don't want him to drown. So they had to remove the pool. Indeed, George figures so instead, George figures to get a start on some errands. He hops into his work van and stops for a bite to eat into town. But when George's Meat Lover's Pizza arrives, it looks quite sparse and smaller than he remembers. But Public Health England has new standards. We're following, the man behind the counter explains. We cut the meat and reduce the size. It's to combat childhood obesity. George thinks, well, I'm not a child, but he politely keeps it to himself. He parks downtown and, still feeling a bit peckish, throws away the empty pizza box in the trash can, in the trash bag in the back of his van. But before he can get his shopping started, a member of the local council enforcement approaches. he noticed the trash in the back of George's work van. He asked George, "Do you have a waste carrier's license to carry rubbish in a commercial vehicle?" "What, to throw out my lunch? I didn't toss it out the window, did I?" He received a $300 fine. Yes, in the UK, you now need a license to have trash in your private property. But now George is understanding. He's really feeling a little peeved at this point. And when he sees a sign that says police are conducting a facial recognition trial, he pulls his sweatshirt up over his face. But he has gone 12 paces, and the officer stops him. George says, "It says participation isn't mandatory." But then the cop says, "Well, it's awful suspicious to cover your face. What do you have to hide?" George says, "Oh, piss off." So the Bobbies issued George a $90 public order fine for swearing. So apparently you can't opt out of optional face recognition, or you can't swear in the UK. Exasperated at this point, George continues to the hardware store. He has to buy a hammer and nails so that he and his neighbors can build a barricade in front of their homes. There's a big festival coming in town, and last year police failed to stop revelers from inflicting massive property damage on shops and homes, in addition to multiple stabbings and a couple of acid attacks. At first, George thought the barriers was a bit overkill. Perhaps he should just get some pepper spray instead. But when he checked the official UK police resource website, George was appalled to read that the only fully legal self-defense product at this moment is a rape alarm. So no pepper spray, too much liability. George arrives home, ready to build. He gets a knock on the door. It's the UK Anti-Terrorism Police Unit. They received a call from a concerned citizen who has seen the recent Life Has No Rewind button commercials. And those commercials is basically videos telling citizens to report any suspicious behavior, because reporting suspicious activity won't ruin lives, but it might save them. So just like in the commercial, the citizen grew concerned when she saw George buying a hammer. Citizens are told to report on others who make purchases of weapons or other objects that they could use to cause harm. It takes George the better part of an hour to prove his innocence to the officers. By the time they leave, his damn tooth is aching again from all the stress. And then he says to himself, "Whatever happened to that National Health Service request I made a year and a half ago?" George thinks. He contacts the NHS, who tells him to wait patiently. He will be seen when the resources become available. But he's already waited over a year, and he's losing patience. Who knows how much longer this could take? So George clamps a pair of pliers around his tooth, and he yanks it out clean. Just another day in the socialist UK. That's what's happening in the United Kingdom right now. And now I'm going to shoot over, and that's all true. There's backup on it. That's how they're living over there now. And then I go back to the page before why NeoThink succeeds, right? And at the end here, and it says, Neotech tells no one how to live. Instead, it tells everyone how to dump mythicism. Indeed, the entire focus, purpose, and modus operandi of NeoThink is to cure the disease of mythicism. How? By forever collapsing its 2,000-year-old hopes, built through generations of value-destroying neo-cheaters. Neotech will then put itself out of business by vanquishing mythicism and eradicating its symbolic neo-cheaters. For then everyone will be free to act according to his or her natural, honest, and productive nature. Everyone will be finally free to grow forever, to increasingly produce competitive values for others in society. Everyone will have captured Neotech and its competitive advantages. Everyone will be living through fully integrated honesty and the limitless wide-scope Neothink business mind. So compare what we believe in and the mentality that we have, and compare it to what's going on in the UK today. And then compare it to what possibly could happen in this country if they select one of these stupid socialist people who are running for president. If that's not a difference of night and day, and if that doesn't tell you that we're in trouble, I don't know what will. So at this point, I'll let Juanita put in her 2 cents. Go ahead, Juanita.
Yes, Charlie, excellent. Yes, when we spoke of this on Monday, things have transpired that I was reflecting back on it because I had to go get my driver's license renewed. That comes up once in a while, and they sent me a card. And, you know, it was like they put you on the internet, like you can just do it on the internet, but then it was a warning, no, you have to come in. So I came in, and it was like the Holocaust down there. And they were so rude. I was like, oh my gosh. And I just wanted a 4-year because I'm looking at changing my name back to my birth name here in the future. So I didn't want to spend the full $50 or $42, almost $50. And she was so rude to me. She said, so what meds are you on? And she was doing my thing, and I said, I'm on no meds. And she said, well, I'm not a doctor. And I said, well, are you happy? And she said, my happiness is none of your business. And I thought, oh my gosh. And she just took my money, stamped it, and it treated me like I was an animal in there. And I said, this is just what Charlie and I were talking about on Monday. It is happening in our own country here. It's happening right here. I talked to a Lyft driver today. He said he went to get his car repaired and the guy his oil change. The guy made him wait an hour, and his car was still out there, and he had an appointment. So he asked the guy about it. And the guy got rude, and he said to the guy, called him a liar, and now he's suspended because he was called the guy a liar that made the appointment. So what I'm trying to say is we're not just seeing it in the UK right now, it's happening right here. We're being told what we can have and not have, and what we have to pay, and how we have to stand in line even. I was so taken back from it today because I had to go into the anti-civilization for the new people here tonight. We call it the AC. And I experienced that, and I said, this is crazy. So it's happening right here. So with neotech, we can see through all of those illusions, and we really need to move forward and really embrace what we have here, because when we go out there, it's just like you said, Charlie, it's getting crazier and crazier.
It's just think about it this way. He has 2 whole pages here about other idea systems, and it's all the ideas that they have out there today. What the government does, and this and that and this and that, and then it has the neotech idea system. But I'm looking at, right now it's tax season, right? April 15th is coming up, and people start panicking, and look at the hours wasted just on doing your taxes. I used to be an accountant, so years ago, a long time ago, when it came to this time of the year for a company, let's face it, an accounting department does nothing to bring in income for a company. It's an expense, 100% expense. And we have to spend hours upon hours upon hours upon hours worrying about taxes every month, let alone the end of the year. And look how many, and then we have to spend hours on our own taxes. That's all wasted time. There's nothing productive about getting your taxes ready. There's nothing productive. What happens when we send them our money, and what do they do with it but just blow it on these stupid programs like this? So imagine this world living under neotech and neotech, this civilization of the universe where we don't have to waste our time on these things that aren't productive. And especially since we're still in this AC world, and we're not going to live forever, so our time is really precious right now. Do you want to waste them like this? Just to have no DMV, is worth it, let alone no IRS or just a DMV alone will, that'll make your hair fall out. And I imagine I must have went too many times there because I have no hair left to fall out. So.
And mine's getting pretty thin. So
yeah, but it's just all these different things that we have to do that just takes away from being productive. It's every day. We have to take our time. We have to take a time out from doing something like reading the books or working on our business to get that going. But no, we have to take time now to do this because this is a new regulation by the government, and we've got to fill out that paperwork, or you have to get them on the phone. And then when you call these people on the phone, they have no idea what's going on, so they aren't much help. It's just, and it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on. And then try starting a business, and look at all the things you have to do just to get a business license, let alone all the other things you have to do by each state. It's a constant drain on us, and it's all set up that way so that we don't become successful. And most people are stepping away from trying to start their own business, and that's a crime because this world runs on business. But everything that they do out there is against it, and all they want to do is waste our time so that we can waste our time instead of us being productive. It costs us. I mean, look at all the money that a huge corporation pays on just the accounting department and lawyers. I mean, imagine how much money that they would make without that and what they could do with that money. Look at all the money that we could save if we didn't have to pay an account, if we didn't have to have a lawyer on call all the time, because you never know who's going to sue you in this country anymore because it's so easy to sue somebody. All this money and waste that we have here just because we don't have the prime law in. We don't have the prime. If we had the prime law in, guess what? Attorneys would go away, basically. You wouldn't need them except for self-protection. If somebody robs you or something, you had to go to court then, yes. That's the only thing that a lawyer would need, that we would need them for. We won't need them to start a company. We don't need them to get a patent because that doesn't happen anymore. All the government does then is just for protection only. So everything else is, you can do whatever you want as long as you're not hurting anybody, and as long as you're not trying to rip them off, as long as you're not stealing from them or killing them, you're fine to go. So imagine how easy it would be to start your own business, or how easy it would be if you have this idea. I've talked to people here for years now. They'll say, Charlie, I have these ideas and they're sitting in the garage or something, but I'm just so afraid that someone's going to steal them. So in the meantime, some of these ideas could be, who knows, maybe something that can change someone's life and make it better, right? And they sit on it. And they sit on it for years because they're afraid to move. Well, they sit on it because they can't afford a patent attorney. Because they're not cheap either. So that he can't get a patent on it because he can't afford that. But who knows how many great ideas are sitting in people's garages. Because they're just afraid to get them out there because they're afraid somebody's going to steal them. And that's awful. It stops people from thinking. And then if you look at socialism in any other way, too, if you look at it this way, now they're promising that you don't have to work and the government's going to support you, okay? Just think about what that does to certain people's mentality. Just think if you have a son coming out of high school, or a daughter or son, and they're coming out of high school, or maybe even possibly college, all right? And they really want to start their own business, okay? And then they get out in the world and they see that, well, let me see, we don't have to work anymore because the government's going to pay us. Everybody gets this automatic pay. Well, why should I go out there and really bust my rear end trying to start a business, getting all kind of debt to start the business, and then I start making a profit, and that profit's going to go to people who are not working at all. What's the point of me doing that? It's going to stop productivity. It's going to stop creativity to a lot of people. It's horrible what they do to us. It's horrible to have people sit home and we pay them. Universal pay they want to do. This is absolutely insanity. It's taken away every freedom that we have. It's taken away our self-pride, our self-worth, self-anything. And a lot of people say, this is great. I can sit home and do nothing all day. I don't know how anybody can have that mentality of just sitting home and doing nothing. You tell me that that's what you're supposed to do in your life? If people just thought for a second, I mean, I know most people are not conscious. They don't use their consciousness, and they don't think like we think here. And I understand that because I was one of them too. We were all that way at some point in our life where we just didn't think. But even in those days where I wasn't thinking that much, once in a while it would hit me. Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this what I was put on earth for? Is to work a job that I don't like, not to have enough money? And every time I thought that way, I said, no, I'm not doing what I was supposed to do. And I would get really pissed off about it, but I didn't know what to do about it. And I tried this and I tried that and nothing worked. So I know these people out there at some point in time, it's got to hit them once in a while. Is this what I'm supposed to do? Am I just supposed to sit home? This is my life. Am I being a role model for my kids if I'm sitting home getting paid for doing nothing? It's got to hit them once in a while, but then they sit there and say, well, then what am I going to do? They don't have no clue whatsoever of what they could do. And when you look at the way that we learn from all these writings about how we have this conscious mind, which is the most powerful tool in the universe, and we're limitless. Limitless. We can think of anything. We can learn all the knowledge that this universe has, which is beyond our imagination, how big it is for one thing, let alone all that knowledge out there. And we can learn it all. Imagine that. And yet we sit here and do nothing. And people go through their whole life not ever once even dreaming a dream, let alone not achieving it. They don't even know that they have a dream. They don't know that they have a purpose. It's a wasted life. And people die every day, millions of them, with wasted lives. Never made a difference. I want to get out. I want to leave a mark. I want to at least leave a mark that people would say, Charlie Moore, if he said he was going to do this, he did it. Or, he was this great guy and he really tried to get this out there. I don't want people to think, oh, Charlie Moore died, and his life was bad as it was. Who cares, That's not the... I don't want to lay on my deathbed and think that about my life. That my life was that bad that nobody's even at my bedside. That nobody's going to miss me. What did I do? What did I give to this world? Did I leave a mark? Did I help somebody? Did I help change someone's life? I want to sit there on that deathbed because I don't know if I'm going to live to see the sea of here, because I don't know if we can ever get there if we don't start moving here. But I don't want to lay in that bed and have these regrets. If I'm going to die, I want to die at peace, that I did everything that I could. And that's my goal every day. These bastards are not going to take me down. They're not going to rip me apart. They're not going to say that you can't do this, and I'm not going to listen. Because once you get this information, the only person that can stop you then is you. I was talking to this guy on the phone today, and he was saying, he says, I just don't know what I want to do. And blah, he's going on and on and on and on and on. And he says, so I said to him, are you blaming other people, or are you taking the full responsibility for this? And he waited a while before he answered. And he says, I really think a lot of the time it was somebody else why I wasn't successful. And Mark Hamilton says that in the book. So I know this is a Franklin Wallace quote, but Mark Hamilton, he does mention it where we can't blame ourselves for not making it in this AC world all the way. It's not always our fault. And he goes into why, we know why the government keeps us down, and we don't know how to think and all that stuff. And we can blame other people. But when you come here and when you take that responsibility of learning this information and living this information, then at that point, you can't blame anybody else. Now it's up to you. But no one else, once you hit the point here, that's the hard part, is getting to that point where you say, I'm taking responsibility for my life from this point on. I can't blame anybody else. It's a scary moment. I remember when I hit that moment, and it scared the hell out of me. But I continued. And now, the only person that can stop me is me at this point. And I know I'm not going to do that. So guess what? Whatever I'm thinking of doing, I'm going to do. I'm not going to give up on it because nobody else is going to stop me. No one else can stop me at this point. I'm the only one I have to worry about. It's a big relief. You know, first it's scary to take that responsibility on, but then it's a big relief because you know now that you're going to make it because you have neothinking. And if you continue to do the many days and you continue to keep moving forward, you're going to make it because nobody can stop you then. What a way to live. Now I'm living my purpose. That's what we have to do. And it's not as difficult as you think. If you just believe in yourself and believe in this information, and I know I went a little too long here, Juanita, so you can finish up. And
well, I love your passion, Charlie, and I'm doing corporate taxes. I'm dealing with all of that, wasting time, my time, and then I have my personal, and then I have other things at hand, and you know it's worth it to me to not work out there in a regular job. So I keep plugging away at that. And I just have to say that our self-worth that's what we have, and we have to keep it that way. And we have to remember that these mysticisms, they will keep us from the sea of you. So coming together like this, and even the event that's going to happen, the celebration, it is a way that we can help each other out. We're all a work in progress. We all need to help each other out and really get rid of the fears, because those fears are not really our fears. Those fears are what has been put on us to take away our self-worth. And, you know, some of us are going to make it to biological immortality. We have to get rid of the mysticism. That's what Dr. Frank R. Wallace always says, that stupid disease, mysticism. I don't like saying that word because when I hear it, I go off. But I don't want to be called that or say that. But it is a disease that we've had put on us, and we have to help each other through this. And this is about our growth, our prosperity, our happiness, our freedom of living the life we're meant to live. Live and let live, like Dr. Frank R. Wallace puts out there. And I'll go back to you, Charlie. I don't know if we're running out of time.
We had a few minutes ago, but I do want to go over for the recording. If you want to go back and listen to this call, dial, wait a minute, I got that number right here. Dial 530-881-1219. So it's 530-881-1219. And then you put in the same PIN number that you put in tonight for the call, 894-374-214#. Now, after you put in the PIN number, they're going to ask you for a reference number for this call. And the reference number for this call is 254, and then the pound sign. And then you can go back and listen to this call for tonight. So again, it's 530-881-1219, the same PIN number, and then the reference number is 254. And then you can listen to this call, which is always good to do it again if you missed something and that you want to make sure that you got it down right for your notes or whatever. But this is important information here. It's just really about us living the life that we want to live and making it a life that makes sense. It's logical. It's creative. It's productive. Not a life that you're just wasting time in. I don't waste as much time as I used to because of my mini-day schedule, but there's still time in a day that I waste, and sometimes I just want to, but I guess because it's just part of that bicameral that's still inside of me. But I really try and knock that off as much as possible because I do keep myself busy mostly every day and into the evening. But that's what I choose to do. I'm not going to get stuck in this world where, it's that it's just crazy, and just watch some mindless TV all day long, or just do nothing about my life and not giving more into society and taking out, and just listening to these jerks of these politicians, like great leaders of ours, who I don't think their IQ hits 10 altogether combined at this point. But we can make the difference here if we just use our time better. It's our time. Take advantage of it. So read Appendix D, and then read the comparisons in there. And it really shows, because look at, England's just one country that's doing this stuff. It's getting crazy here, too. I mean, we can't do anything in this country without their permission. You tell me one thing that you can go out there and do and not have to get permission from our government. I don't know of anything. So if you can think of one, tell me next week. All right? I'm going to do the healing program right now. Then we'll say goodnight. And if anybody wants to hang around after that, just give me 2 or 3 minutes so I can get some water and just chill for a second. And then we'll come back to me in Juanita about, a couple minutes after 9 o'clock. But I do have to go through the healing list. And for the new people, this is a list of people who are, who need some healing energy from us. It's either for them or it's someone in their family or a friend or something. The list keeps getting longer, unfortunately, because we're still in this HC world. I'm going to try and cover all of these if I can. Some new ones. Karen Venn, her father just had surgery the other day, and her mother has really bad knees and, I can't even read my writing here, back and knee problems. So she went to have some energy sent to her parents. Wayne's on this call tonight about his leg. We're always behind Wayne. Rick has a bad back. Sonia, who's on this call tonight, I think I saw her name on this call. She wants some energy for her husband, Jim, who we all met at the last event. She's coming again this time, and he has Alzheimer's. He's just this great gentleman. He really, really is. John Price's daughter, Shelley, Kay's granddaughter. She's 14, I believe, or 15, and she's having some problems, and Kay would love to have energy sent to her. Randy has a kidney problem. Joanne has a daughter. Her granddaughter is pregnant, but she's bedridden with this. And also the family had a death in the family, so they need extra energy to them for the whole family. Raymond, everybody knows Raymond from Michigan. He's been in and out of the hospital the last couple of weeks. He did send me a letter in the mail. He always does that when he can't make contact. He's looking for energy. Sharon has bad lungs. Ray Shields had a stroke, and he's doing pretty good, but he'd still like to have some energy. Judy Clark she has a really, for her and her husband, they both need, because they both have some illness. Jean's on this call tonight. Dancing Jean always makes you want to dance. She's here, and she needs our energy. Let me see. Susan Kelby. She's from Florida. She's battling brain cancer. So she's going through some chemo, but she is coming to the event. So my hat's off to her. Mac Biggs, one of our mentors from the Monday night call, he's gone through some chemo treatments. I talked to him yesterday, and he's not doing well. So he really needs a lot of energy from us. He's just extremely tired all the time. One is on the call tonight, her brother James, who is a Vietnam vet. Obviously, he needs our energy. Melrose is on the call, I believe, too. She needs our energy. Forrest is on it. I'm not sure if he's on tonight or not, but his wife had she had a knee replacement, so she needs her energy. And Bernard Coleman has bad lungs, and he wants some energy. So I think I got everybody tonight. So that's good. We're going to go for a minute to send them some energy. We'll be back in a minute, and then we'll say good night. Thank you, everyone. Everybody have a great week. Everybody who wants to go, go. Everybody wants to stay, just stay on, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. Good night, everybody.